Right, so guys, just a wee quick thing here on plasterboard. Always make sure you're putting it the right way down. So I'm going to be putting it with the pink sides facing down. This is a pink plasterboard. It's fireproof, which it's a lot more dense, a lot heavier. So the reason I'm putting it out here is not that I want to fireproof anything. I'm actually going to double board the scene too, and just want to really make sure it's insulated well. So that's the reason why I'm using the pink stuff. And just want to show you guys. Nobody really talks about this. They always talk about you're plastering the brown side, it's the wrong side, blah blah blah. But basically there is a wee bevel here. You can just about make it out there, and that's for dry lining. So out on sites they used to put it that way because that edge is flat and they were plastering over it, so they did it that way to save themselves a bit of plaster and a bit of time, obviously. So people always say you're plastering the wrong side. Obviously if the plasterboard says do not plaster this side, do not plaster that side, you have to go with the plasterboard at all times. But there is plasterboards where it actually, I have actually used it here. Obviously all over the world things are different, but it did say plaster this side only and the other side was for dry lining. But obviously it depends on the makes and that, but I'll give you guys a really good tip here, and which you'll know whenever to plaster a certain side. And the reason people say don't plaster the brown side is the way it's manufactured. I'll have to get really close here and show you. So you can see the edge there. It's the way the paper is. When it's damp, the plaster obviously will get the paper damp. So the idea there is that you see that the damp plaster might pull off the whole sheet of paper, where this side it's wrapped up round and it's going to be butted against another board, so the chances of that happening are very slim. So that's just a wee bit of information for you guys. That's one reason why not to plaster the brown side. But obviously your tape should, if you're skimming that up, it should help it, but that's the real reason why not to plaster the brown side on this type of board. Obviously there's all sorts of boards out there, guys, so just hope that covered a wee bit of something for you. I'm wanting to do this in one as big as a piece as I can. How we go here on my own, the bottom up the back here. I recommend if you're doing plasterboard and you have somebody with you to help holding the board up, but obviously I'm on my own. So. Once you get this piece propped up, guys, I can fix it now, but I think when I come to double board the second part here, I'll cut it in half, because them boards are very heavy, guys, so I recommend it's a two-man job for boarding, especially them pink boards are very heavy. But as you can see now, I only have one more strip left to go here, and then I'll continue on and I'll board it all again. So them props, guys, them dead men right there. Brilliant job, guys. So guys, I would recommend at least 6 screws on each joist. or you could put less in the first board if you're double boarding and put extra in the second board. I need to change battery. If you're wondering as well, there was some wiring in the ceiling, but it's all mapped out by the electrician and to be dropped down later on. There's spotlights to go in, so just obviously if the wire has to drop down, you'll have to measure out from the back wall and the side wall there and get your measurement and put a hole in and drop the wire down. There is a bulb up there, he's going to drop it down as well as a wee temporary light later on. You've probably actually already seen it in the dab videos. And if you're stuck and wondering about the best way to measure out for them the likes of a socket or a light in the ceiling, I have another plasterboard video and I'll drop the link in the description below, and possibly on the comments I'll maybe pin it as well because it's very relevant to this video. So again guys, if you need to make a check out of the board, so you run your saw down, you slice the back of the longer line, snap it over, and again you cut the other side of the board. Now try never to cut that side, guys. So again, repetition, get your props ready, let them do all the heavy lifting, all the hard work, and get the board into place. So we still need 2 wee pipes marked out. See where they are. If you ever do need to top it in, guys, use a wee off cutting, just gently top it, or a piece of timber, and you don't want to be beating the knife on it. You can see that's up in now, nice and tight. Guys, you'll notice how I put the full board was on this one the first time, and I staggered the other board over the top of it as well. I'll show you in a bigger diagram and later on that you should always stagger that joint as well. Obviously I staggered the boards on the double boarding, but stagger the big long joints too, where if your board's ending here, which it is, my cutting here must go across it so that it's not going crisscross basically. I'll show you a clip of that on a bigger shield.
So obviously more importantly to stagger them on a larger ceiling, but the reason you stagger them is that so you split the joints into this sort of T shape other than a cross shape, and what that does is that should help prevent them cracking. You can see there, and on a bigger one again, all T shapes, so there's no crisscrossing, as you'll notice. All staggered joints for better strength in the joint and less chance of cracking after plastering.
Right, So guys, my gap there is 6.5. So instead of me making a mark there, making a marker and getting a rule, I'll show you a wee quick trick that I learned off an old boss. So your thumb, the tape, it won't move. Then you can just scribe down the plasterboard, make a line. You can actually do it with the knife as well, making a line and actually making a cut, but I prefer to cut it after. Not sure how well the camera's picking that up, but I'll give you guys a wee bit of an idea. I think board's quite hard to break. The reason it's harder to break, I don't know if the camera will pick that up, but you can see the wee fibres. The camera not picking it up now. So them wee fibres are reinforcing it. So guys, rechecks again. That's just for that conduit up there. You can, like I said earlier, cut them down to the mark. And then it should just break away.
A quick recap on the whole video. So basically I talked about the materials. I showed you a good tip on what way that the plasterboard should always face. I talk about the tools needed. Talk about how handy I find the props for holding up the plasterboard. And obviously I always believe plasterboard's a 2 or 3 man job. So now move on to actually doing the job, marking out the joists and getting them marked out so you know where you're screwing to, either on the walls or on the ceiling, depending whether what you're plasterboarding. And I show you how I measure and cut with the saw and the knife. I talk about the fact that you should always stagger your joints, never crisscross, to try and avoid any cracking in the plaster later on. Plasterboarding isn't an easy job by no means, and it's heavy above your head. Working above your head is always hard, and I find the best way to get into the swing of it is get a bit of repetition going and get a bit of a system going. Most times once you get your first row up, you will speed up until you get to your last cuttings again. But like I said, if you can get into a system, and the likes of some of the tools I'm using here and some of the wee ideas hopefully will make your life easier. Like I said, you don't have to buy those types of props, you can make them out of timber. And it will, once you're in the system, tools like that will help you and just obviously make sure you're not overstretching. You do have plenty of hands on to help you. I think that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully we'll be able to upload a video of me bonding and skimming this ceiling as well and do a tutorial on that. But so I'll also drop some links in the description and the comments on this video showing other plasterboarding jobs and overboarding jobs that I have done.
Brothers, what we doing live echoes in eternity.